Hello, everybody. I've been wanting to try a reverse French, and it's always just kind of seemed like a pain. But I saw a gorgeous reverse French with gold, with boardwalk lights, or at least something similar. Yeah, boardwalk lights is what I've got here, that I just loved. And so we're gonna try out. Actually, I'm gonna try a few different methods and see what I like best. Some things I've seen before. So probably the simplest is you just lay down your reverse French first. And then we'll place the boardwalk lights over it. And this is Mojave Gold that I'm using here. And it felt a little stiff coming. These are leftovers, so felt a little stiff coming out, but it seems to be sticking. Okay, we'll see. I didn't have the exact gold that I wanted for this. Gets tricky with, all the different shades and especially gold. And especially where I wanted to try, like I want to try with nail tape and doing the different anyway. So hopefully it'll work out. And I love boardwalk lights. Just I've worn it a little bit, but not like a full nail, I don't think. Or if I did, it was minimal. I think I did it on a mani back in spring, maybe. Anyway, I love how the lights, the different colors look on the nail. And so I like that this is still a little bit fancy, but we're gonna get all the different colors still, like the full nail look. Okay. Yeah, so just lay that down like you normally would. Full nail. And you could, if you had a chunkier set, you could potentially do just like part of the nail, but this one is pretty thin, and so it's gonna show any kind of ridges. So if I didn't do the full nail, it would not look smooth. I'm pretty sure, right? And how sheer is that? Okay, not super sheer, I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see. I was wondering about that too, if the gold would affect. Okay, let me clean this up just a little better. That went on pretty good, and that's a pretty gold. Okay. And then you just pick how much reverse. I guess getting it centered is important. I like that placement. I'm glad that came up. I'm seeing too much gold on the sides. Okay, there, I think I got it. Well, maybe I should have picked a wire strip. But I don't really want the gold showing on the sides, right? Because you want just the reverse French tip, not I have a strip floating in the middle of gold. So I'm just gonna keep that. Okay, so that's maybe the simplest method there. Just smooth that out and kind of see reverse French. And I guess for symmetry's sake, we'll do the same thing on the other side. So my kids are, well, the two older ones are off at school. This is the first week where they're going all day. And I was going to do my nails in the afternoon, but my baby took an early nap. And my sister had planned, we're working on going through all of our family's pictures from growing up and back too. Some of them are from before we were born, and we're going to take them and get them scanned. Anyway, so we had planned to work on that. And so he took his nap early. And so that's when we were working on that. We just were at my house. So he was able to just go to sleep. And I was like, well, dang, when am I going to do my nails? And so we got done with the pictures. I had my lunch and he was still snoozing. I was like, well, let's just go for it. I can always pause but anyway, I can hear him up there. He's awake in his crib. So at some point, I'm probably gonna have to do a pause and come back to this. Okay, so we're not gonna need that strip, and then so for this one, let's try cutting a little piece and sticking it on there. So in that case, I'm gonna try my trick of turning this one side. Oh wait, I need to do a thumb strip if I'm gonna do that. Well, let's see. Yeah, it's gonna need to be a thumb strip. Debate if I want to be complicated like that or not. Oh, but where I'm sticking that, this is a lot of experimentation, this video. We're gonna kind of figure out what works. Because I could just do this up higher and then try to put the piece on there. I guess I'm looking at my length. No, I did clip my nails back. It's just been a couple of days. Since I took my last set off, I've had naked nails for like a day and a half. I discovered recently, because I had a strip that I wanted turned sideways for an ombre look. I discovered that I was able to, with a thumb strip, get both of these big and get really good coverage. Both on my ring finger, so I've been experimenting with that. So I can make my big strips go further. Just have to be careful with the perforation here. So far it's worked out. Fine. Okay. And then this should be enough to do my other ring finger. We're still transitioning to the having kids in school, and I don't know, we'll see. It's just me and my little guy, my little toddler at home. I'm sure we'll get a rhythm down, but he's not really had like a regular nap time yet. And I think part of that is, you're always running the bigger kids around to different things. And so I wonder if we're going to settle into a normal nap time. So far, he kind of likes to take a morning nap or sleep in a little bit. So I don't know. I'm not sure what he's doing. I think he's a one nap a day, but it might be a two sometimes. Okay. So there's that. And let's see, this one I said we were going to try cutting. Let's see relatively how much we need. Not very much. I guess I could do something to like trace it, but we're just gonna wing it because I can't think of what I would trace it with. This is one where like if I had done this before, then I might have had some different. Anyway, this is total experimentation, so we're just figuring out as we go. Hopefully, what we get turns out decent. I should have just cut out. Let's see. Let's just cut off a chunk of the strip, so then it'll be easier to cut from. I'm actually just gonna probably start over on that. So let's do our half moon. The inside of the half moon is what's tricky. And actually, let me switch to, these are some craft scissors that are a little bit smaller. Let's see if it makes a difference. I almost need like tweezers to hold the strip so my fingers don't get in the way. It's actually not a bad idea. Where are my tweezers? There they are. I still have not upgraded my tweezers. There are ones that work way better for manis, but I think where I'm just holding something, these are just whatever ones I have from a manicure kit. They're not anything fancy. That is terrible looking. We'll see how it looks on the nail. It may not be too bad. We'll see. Did I make it thick enough? That's the other thing. I want one thicker than that. Oh, yeah, I guess that's not wide enough. I was like, oh, why don't I just cut it like that? Okay. Okay, let's err on the side of thicker this time, which will be easier to work with, honestly. So let's do the tweezers again. Because if it comes up, this is glitter. So if it comes up on my nail, I think that's going to be fine. It's not going to show a lip there, I don't think. Or at least it'll be minimal. If that makes sense, like the lip of this edge right here. Okay, so that one's definitely big enough. And then we'll just push it down and kind of perforate the edges. Okay, so that's another method. That's probably almost too big for my tastes, but there's one there. Okay, and then I want to try nail tape, which I feel like is going to be difficult to work with, but I'll come back to this hand. I'm kind of thinking I might just finish the one hand and then that way I don't have to stop for my child. Let's just do the whole nail so we're not dealing with any kind of gap. Oh man, that last mani I did, the Harry Potter mani that had like 4 plus layers. Like I think each finger had at least 4 layers with extra little things. I don't even know. That took forever to remove. There was some, it was fun on, but there's a little bit of like, oh my gosh, let's not do that again for a while. Okay, got this little bit of nail tape here. And I think we would just run it. Let's see, along that edge. If it perforates, that needs scissors probably. I think I moved it. Oh, hey. Oh, I just did my thumbnail into the strip. That's depressing. As I was trying to shove it back, I dug my thumbnail on. Okay, let's get my roll markers. Okay. So there's with nail tape. I would say that worked better than I expected. It's very small, though. This one is too wide. Otherwise, that might be. So I think your most consistent would just be to do 2 strips, and that's going to give you good bulk to the nail because you'll have 2 layers, so your mani will last a little longer. So let's go ahead and just finish this side. Well, I'm thinking I'll just hurry and finish this side because then I can finish the rest off camera after I go get my baby up. Because oh my gosh, he's 1.5. And he is so cute and so fun, but oh my gosh, he is so busy. And I think it's going to be hard to sneak in here and finish a video. I have to like seal everything back up and come back later. So I'll just finish this side off and then I'll just take the rest and slap it on where I can. I do want to have a second go at cutting the little If I get 10, I will. Okay, let's see. I think the perfect, what's it called? Golden Girl? No. It's the one that came out with Iridium and Silverlust, that gold. I actually have 2 sets actually of that coming from D-Stash that are arriving today, and I was tempted to wait because I think that would be such a pretty gold with this, but I just couldn't. I want to get my nails done. Get that out. Yeah, I think I like that. This one almost doesn't look straight or something, but I think that's gonna be your easiest, most consistent way. Okay, I only have 1 thumb of this gold. I think I already tried, it's not enough if I do it that way. So we might have to cut, actually. What if I cut and put this on first? I don't know. Mm, I do have 2 of these. I think what made it hard with this is that I didn't put the strip all the way to, okay, so let's put this strip all the way to the edge. I do have 2 thumbs, so I have enough to do that. Let's see, yeah, let's do this end. And I have square nail beds, that's what that was about. Just flattening that end. Fits my nail better, I don't get the, if I leave it how it is, I'll get a gap on, like, the edges where where it's rounded, like, the next day. So I learned that trick from Stacy. Game changing. My toddler's, he's a fun age. He's getting to where you can like teach him new words. He doesn't know a ton, and he doesn't know how to, a lot of words. He doesn't know how to use them correctly. Like you'll ask him like, "Do you want to go to bed?" And he'll be like, "No, no, no, no," or "No, no, no." I think he says no. No, 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 but sometimes that means yes. You know that stage. And his first word was cat, and one of his like first 5 words within that was meow. So cute, cutest little cat and meow. And anytime, like sometimes he'll say it, and I'm like, "Where do you see a cat?" Like sometimes I don't. He sees it before I do. He'll start meowing, and I go, "Where's the cat?" And I'm like, "Oh, I see it. Good job." Anyway, so he's last night. I'm putting him to bed, and he's got these dino jammies, and he's sitting there meow meow, and I'm like, "No, those are dinos. They say roar." And then he kind of, it took him a minute. He thought about it, and then he's like, he was saying roar, but it still kind of sounded more like a meow. It was very cute. And he just has like a little high pitched baby voice. So cute. But he is into everything, makes a mess out of everything as fast as he can. Very busy. Lots of fun though. So the family reunion, there was a hot tub, and we were in it one of the evenings, and he saw a moth flying in the lights. It was nighttime. So there was a moth flying in the porch light, and I think he started saying meow at it. And I was like, "No, that's a moth." Or maybe he said cat, I can't remember. And then a little bit later, we were talking about different body parts, and he pointed to my, I can't remember why it came up. I think I just told him mouth for my mouth. And you could tell he kinda he, like, looked over to where he had seen the moth, and he was kinda like, "Wait a minute." I thought that was he was kinda like, I don't know if he could not hear the difference. Oh, I did that thumb too. Okay, that's fine. If he could not hear the difference between the 2 words. That was cute though. He's just that at that fun age. Okay, let's see. Let's start with the outer curve first. Wonder if I think cutting it off last time worked better, but it's okay. Oh, I forget that this is for a thumb. That's probably not going to be big enough. Let's see. I was just cutting it like it was. Oh no, that'll work. I think I would like it rounder. I think it doesn't round up as much on the sides. Let's make this like a deeper for the other side and big because we're doing it for my thumb. See. It's not too bad actually. Definitely not perfect, but could work. See, now I'm using my thumbs as tools. With fresh polish on. Okay, so that one got a little more curve to it. I like that better. It needs smoothed down and maybe the edge cleaned up here along my cuticle. Oh my gosh, I was supposed to finish. Oh no, I did that side. Okay, we're good. I was like, I was gonna finish that side so we could call it good. I'm all sorts of confused today. Okay. Okay. So I want to just put a new piece over top of this one. I don't love how it turned out. And I bet we can just cut it from this little curvy spot that we already got going. It's a little too flat for me. I love glitters are so forgiving. About them. That's got a nice curve. Almost too much on the side. Come on. There we go. Okay. Okay. So I will finish these in a little bit, but there you go. Different ways to do it. I think I would say doing the two strips is your best bet, and it'll give you extra strength. Oh yeah, this one's very much partially done. So we'll look at this one. But those are some different ideas of ways to do it. So whoops, hold it in the right place. So I'll finish these out and then I will get a picture of them, a Nelfie. That was fun. That was fun to try, and I'm excited to kind of wear these. They're a little bit magical. How the colors on there, it kind of just looks like it's extra color shifting, which I think is pretty magical. So there you have it. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Hi, everyone. So it's just a little bit later today, and I just had to update you on this Manny because at first I wasn't totally in love with it. It was kind of whatever. I still don't love that I made it the gold right there too large. This is the left hand that I did earlier with you. Anyway, if you can see that extra sparkle, the top coat's totally made this one. So it wasn't a super perfect Manny. I was like, top coat will probably fix this. I also did some flax bag heat What else was I gonna say with that? Anyway, it wasn't super perfect. I also felt like it was gonna chip super quick. Even the ones that had like the 2 layers. I don't know. I just feel like that boardwalk lights is just kind of thin and not super strong to hold up with stuff. So what I added, so this is called Sea Glass. This is one of Stacy's top coats, and you can see it's just got all this super pretty bits of, I don't know if you call it glitter, I guess so. That looks like sea glass that kind of catches different colors. And holy cow. Oh, those are my favorite top coats, these ones that are got that different colors. And then I have my little helper with me. I have a Northern Lights gold, which I don't know how much it shows up on there, but just an additional little bit of gold glitter, and then of course gel top coat is what I've got on there. Um, One other thing I noticed, yep, there's little hands helping me. The nail tape didn't stay on super well. I'm sure if I, didn't get into stuff and maybe did top coat, might have worked better. But anyway. And then I wanted to take you into the sun. He's gonna be right there helping with helping with the top coats. Let's see, hopefully adjusts well. There we go. That's what the sun does. Anyway, this just made it magical. I did replace that middle with some of the gold color streak, and then it still fell off. So anyway, that's how it's just gonna stay. And I think I'm gonna be the only person who notices it. So there you go. You want a little kitty view too? There you go. There's one of my pretty kitties. She has the prettiest eyes. Anyway, so there's top coat. Totally made this one. I think I'm gonna really love it now. I wasn't sold before. I just wanted to kind of show you guys the update.